Hello, conscious co-creators, and welcome to this pick a card reading today. Our topic is love connection, and for this reading, we will be getting insight and messages for your heart based on a particular connection that you have, a heart connection that you have. We'll be looking at your energy, their energy, and the energy of the connection. We'll also be, of course, looking at and getting guidance on what your heart wants you to know. We'll be looking at what you can't control about them, what you can control about you, and the nature of your connection. This is a two-part reading, so the first part is available here for you on YouTube, and the second part is available exclusively for Evolve members. And if you're an Evolve member, you can access and watch the extended part of this reading on your Evolve pages. Silver, gold, and diamond member watch pages are linked down below. And if you're interested in finding out more about membership, that link is, of course, also listed for you in the description. In the exclusive extended second part of this reading, we will be looking at the future of your connection. We'll also be tapping into the lesson of the connection and what it's teaching you, guidance for abundant outcomes, sign symbols or messages related to the connection, and I'll give you a mantra to take with you. So for this particular pick a card, you can see I already have your options laid out here. We're using a playing cards deck for your options and of course the suit of hearts. You've got a 2 of hearts for card option number 1, group number 1, an ace of hearts for card option and group number 2, and a 10 of hearts for card option and group number 3. So once you have made your selection, you can head down to the description and click on the timestamp next to the card that you've chosen, and that will send you right to your love connection reading. Hello, Group 1, and welcome to your reading. If you're listening to this, you've chosen the first card option, the 2 of hearts, or the 2 of cups. So I will just start off by saying that this is a representation of your connection. Of course, you didn't know that choosing them, but a 2 of cups is a reciprocal heart connection. So giving and taking in reciprocity and in love, really being able to give and be understood, and then receive and be, of course, there for someone else in a way that really works, feeling like things are balanced. And so we are going to get much more information on your particular connection, but I just wanted to note that, of course, that represents the connection. So if you were drawn to a 2 of cups, you're really seeking a connection or have a connection that at its heart has the ability to really be a reciprocity, reciprocal kind of give and take. Now, of course, this does not have to be a romantic connection. It could be a friendship or a family member, somebody that you are just completely in love with and you like spending time with, and they're there for you and you're there for them, or at least that is the goal. But we're going to get more information for sure for you now. So right now we're pulling cards for you and them and the connection, and they want that one. And I'm going to pull us a couple of cards as well for you and them from this playing cards deck. Ooh, okay, that just wants to be seen. Let's take a look at your cards first, and we'll see what's coming up, and then we will move into them and the connection. So for you, ooh, we've got the blessed card here. And it's reversed. So maybe you're not feeling like this connection is everything the 2 of cups wants it to be. Maybe you're feeling like this is not exactly positive, or maybe you're not feeling so grateful. This card is a card of gratitude. And so when you get this kind of an energy reversed, it tells me that you might be in either a bit of a slump, or you're wondering about this connection, wondering if it has the potential to reside in the 2 of cups energy. And this is just the feeling of wanting to know that everything is going to be okay, and to understand that you are truly blessed. The other piece of this that is important to recognize and to understand is when you get this card reversed, it's really a message from Spirit, in this case to you, to stop paying so much attention to the things that you want it to be and to look at it for what it is, to accept it for what it is, and to find the good in what it is. The Blessed card reversed says, be grateful for what it is that you have, and that will then attract more. So it's like, oh my God, I don't feel blessed by this at all. It's a real pain in my butt. Or, you're just feeling kind of like, oh, is this all there is? Is this going to get better, etc.? Let's see what we have here, what your heart wants you to know. Yeah, a 10 of Swords. You're wanting something to end here that's really been bothering you. And Swords energy, or spades, is about your mind, right? It's about a mental thing. It's about how you perhaps communicate. It's about the truth and the clarity that you're looking for. So if you're could be wanting the relationship to end, but I'm not feeling that. If you're listening to this reading and you want to know about this specific love connection, heart connection energy with you and someone else, my guess is you want the way things are going to end, the painful parts of it to end. And what Spirit is bluntly telling you here with this combination is it's something going on in your mind, the way that you're thinking about things, the way that you are communicating about things. It could be very harsh. Maybe it's very painful. Maybe you're holding on to something that's happened in the past that's very painful. And what they're telling you is, if you want to feel blessed, you in and of yourself, connected to this connection, because you've chosen the Two of Cups here, and of course we're going to get to the connection here, but if you want to feel blessed, that actually is within your power. It's in your control to do that. That's another thing we're going to look at here. So we'll get more information, but something painful needs to come to an end. It may be that this connection isn't working for you anymore, but I suspect, again, if you're watching this reading and you're wanting to know more about this heart connection, that it is the way that you are thinking about it. And in fact, I feel as if group number one, maybe there's something that you don't want to accept or you don't want to let go of. And that's what's keeping you in a painful and sort of like ungrateful place where you don't feel blessed and you're wondering if this is ever going to end, or you're wondering if this is ever going to change. They're saying you have the power to end it and to start focusing on what feels like the blessings of the person, perhaps, or the situation, or looking at what you've learned and looking at, even if it's small, the little things that you do have. Because we've seen this card, and this card is about commitment, okay? A Four of Wands or a Four of Clubs is definitely about milestones, commitment. And so because this is their energy, I already have a peek into what they perhaps really want. Maybe they are happy with the commitment. Let's see what we have under this card. Ooh, the Treasure Island card in the reverse position. Okay. There's something that is going on with them. And because this card is reversed, what Spirit is really saying is they need to seek their treasure elsewhere. So maybe they have been trying to fill a void somewhere else, and that's what's been difficult for you. Maybe they are looking at things in a way where, again, these two cards together is very interesting. The two of you are like looking for the treasure elsewhere, wanting things to change and wanting things to be blessed when feeling like they're not. But this card says we need to make a new commitment. So whoever this is, your connection really needs to start looking for the treasure that is you. It seems like there isn't the reciprocal energy going on, and there needs to be more of a give and take. If you really are their treasure and who they want to commit to, then it's time for them to start noticing that. And it's time for you to stop like saying things or noticing things that are bad and instead looking at the good. So this is a give and take energy, it seems, that needs to happen here in order to get this reciprocity vibe going. So it doesn't feel like this is reciprocity with the two of you right here. This is why we need more information, of course, when we do a reading. There may be commitments that they've made that have kind of made you feel like you're not a priority, or they don't quote unquote treasure you. And there just needs to be a readjustment of where the focus is, perhaps a time focus, like you're not spending enough time together It looks like there needs to be a recommitment here, and there needs to be a closure from you, and that's how we're going to get into this reciprocity energy. Let's take a look at the connection itself here. Yeah, you guys aren't helping each other. That's what's happening. So a leg up here in the reverse position. You guys need to help each other. Spirit's like, oh, you love each other. Why are you helping each other? Be nice to each other. Okay, maybe stuff has gone on in the past where, you know, you're carrying it around. And let's face it, right? Relationships are hard. Again, this does not need to be a romantic relationship. Could be. It definitely could be. But if it is not, that's okay too. This just feels like there's not as much giving and taking as there needs to be. A leg up is literally help, right? So when it is reversed, it feels like nobody's there to help you. What's going on? Like, you're not there for me, so I'm not going to be there for you. Almost like a grudge. I'm going to commit myself to something else, and I'm going to carry on this, you know, narrative. And it's like been made manifest now. It's like come to life here in this feeling of, instead of having this like, I love you and I give to you, and then that means that, you know, you give back to me and then I give to you and I then get to receive. Instead of this beautiful heart-centered connection that has this balance to it, it feels like I'm for me and you've hurt me, so I'm going to hold on to that. Well, I'm trying my best, but I don't get the, you know, it's like I'm not getting what I need from you and you're not giving me what I need, so we're just separating in that energy. We don't feel supported is what they're saying, okay? You're not feeling supported to help you rise or to help you move up or for things to be positive or for things to be blessed and treasured, okay, and supported. We definitely need more information for you. Just want to make sure you can see this. Group number 1. So let's take a look at what's within your control, okay, what's not within your control, and the nature of the connection. That's going to give us a ton of information for you to work with and a ton of information for you to take with you about them. Information that you might need to know for you to help you understand them, or for you to be able to understand them a bit better. And understand yourself, they just said. True life. Again, relationships take work. It's important to remember that as we move through this reading. I'm going to look at the nature of the connection first here. Okay, we have the Temperance energy, patience and duality, and the Temperance card is all about, you can even see giving and taking, receiving, moderation, the middle road. If you guys have been in extremes, like maybe you're fighting or you're completely icing somebody out and ignoring them, or you're not present with each other, the temperance energy says the nature of your connection wants to be patient, wants to give and take, wants to be not out of extremes, right? Not in this extreme space where we're going from one end to the other. Ooh, and the Magician, powerful. Manifestation and power. Interesting. This connection is actually really cool. It's powerful, and this feels to me like this combination can get you through life, you know. Like this may be a friend that you have for life, or a life partner, or a family member, of course, that you have been in a relationship with for most of your life. What this wants to tell you is the nature of your connection is to be able to bring into life whatever it is that you want. But the way that you're doing that is by being able to support each other, being patient with each other, making sure that you're asking, how's it going today? What are you doing? And what are you involved in? Asking if someone's all right. And then in turn, they're also doing the same for you. It's a supportive energy that's not happening, that needs to happen in order to be able to manifest what it is that you want out of the relationship. And it's totally possible here, totally possible. But if you're in extremes, holding grudges, making commitments that are outside of your relationship, so you're never spending any time together, and that what's the word, resentment building. This kind of completely gets tossed to the side, and then we're in extremes. The temperance energy says we need to try new things. We got to try it out and see if it works for us. And we need to get back on each other's team, essentially. Get back on each other's team. The magician is an expert energy. You see how he's working with all of the tools. This, again, feels like a long-term relationship, and maybe you're just going through it because you've been in this friendship forever, or you've had this partnership forever. Or, if this is like your child, you've been going through it forever and you've reached this point where you really just don't feel like you guys are understanding each other or working together. And that's what really will help you manifest what you want. So to have this temperance energy here, it tells me you've got to try something different that's way out of the extremes. You can see she's trying to figure out just the right balance for the cups. And by the way, she's got the 2 cups. So being open to supporting, trying different things, maybe listening techniques, whatever it is that you need to help you feel supported, both of you, not just one of you or the other. This doesn't feel lopsided to me. This feels like both of you have something to work on, or need to kind of accept responsibility for your part of the relationship and be willing to put your energy into the connection again, to work on something, to feel that shift or that change, or to feel more supported. Okay, let's look at what you can't control that's connected to them. The Knight of Swords, aggression and rapidness. This is a pretty fast-moving knight. Wow, look at that. The 2 fastest-moving knights. So maybe this person is a quick thinker and a quick mover. They're very, very impulsive. This is adventure and passion, aggression and rapidness. How quickly they do things, how quickly they change their mind, perhaps, when they're sticking to something. So this person is always on the move. That's what it seems, right? You can't control that. It's something that you probably need to accept here. Or how they plan things, or how they go about things, or how they do things, how they move forward. Interesting. I'm not saying that you need to work within their planning, or work how they work, or move how they move, but to get 2 knights, this energy is telling us that you're not gonna control what they do. So if you've been trying to control what they do and how they move, this is acting, movement, doubling down, and very quick. So maybe they're kind of all over the place. They're a mover and a shaker, or they, do things last minute. They don't like to plan too much. Although a Knight of Swords, the wording here is kind of throwing me off. A Knight of Swords doesn't mind a good plan, but aggression and rapidness, maybe it's like they think of something and they just want to do it. They're, quick to move. They're quick to, those people that are spontaneous and super last minute, or they don't mind a change of plans. Oh, you want to do this? Okay, we'll do that. If there's nothing to do, then I'll do that. Like maybe they're making last minute commitments and that's really bothering you, or the way that they kind of plan out their life and live their life is maybe not feeling supportive to you. So that's something that you need to address, because you cannot control this part of them. That's what we're looking at. And so it's important for you to accept that maybe they're just a spontaneous person, or maybe they like to be always doing things and you want to chill and they're always kind of on the move. If that's the case, then there has to be some middle ground or some compromise, right? Patience energy around this, because this must be like in their energy, like in their makeup. Some people are just movers. They're movers and shakers. They want to be doing something. They want to have plans. They want to be going out. They want to be involved. They don't like to sit home. And if that's this person, Spirit's telling you right now, this is not something that you're going to change. It's fundamental to who they are. Making commitments, always got something to do. Let's look at how we can compare what you can control so that you can work on this energy. Okay, the 8 of Wands, it says acceleration and movement. That's actually a really great sign to have here. And the Lover's card, romance and commitment. Okay, what they're telling you is how quickly you move around something. So maybe just the acceptance of how it is that they plan things, and how it is they live their life, and how it is they move. If you can accept that, you may be able to move right around obstacles and things start moving quite quickly for you towards a more romantic energy, or what you're committing to. this here, this combination for you is pretty powerful, especially because you have the Lover's card there, which is a soulmate's card. So to have that popped up in something that you can control, what this means, this is a law of attraction card. So what this means is you're going to move quite quickly if you commit to it, if you commit yourself to shifting the way that you're looking at things and thinking about things and bringing the old painful stuff to an end. The Eight of Wands will accelerate whatever it is that you are attracting into your life. So let's say you don't want to continue this commitment. It's going to attract what you do want to attract into your life for a commitment, right? Let's say you're just done with this, which could happen. That's your choice, of course. I can't tell you what to do, but if you're through with it, you know you're not blessed, you've been at it for a while, you know they're not going to change, and this is just the way it is, and it's a deal breaker for you. You're not interested in it. This is going to help you move around any kind of obstacle that comes in your way to release and close this out and then attract a new romance or commitment into your life. If you want to work on this, and look at how you guys can work together to be supportive of each other, it's about really, again, for you, looking at the blessings of this person or this relationship and committing yourself to you and what you truly want to do and what you truly love, and not allowing this person's energy to dictate how you move. And if you choose to do that, if you start like looking at everything you have to be grateful for, or looking at everything you have to be appreciating or have to be appreciative of within the relationship, and then you just accept that they're clearly a mover and a shaker, they clearly want to be doing something, and you don't always want to be doing that, that's okay. It will shift what you commit to and what you call in as available to you. Sometimes when we fight things, that's the problem, is just the fighting part of it. And once we move into acceptance, like the hearts open up and it really feels like you can support each other again, or support the commitment with giving and taking energy. Yeah, most certainly. If you're looking to enhance this commitment or to get into that reciprocity, there is an acceptance and taking responsibility from both of you of like, this is what I like to do, or this is what I feel blessed doing, and allowing yourself to come to some sort of a compromise or try things out to see what works for you guys together so that you both feel supported. Of course, you'd need to be open to that, but that's the feeling of this, that it is possible to improve this with patience and the ability to like understand you are in charge of your relationship. You can make those changes. You need to have willing parties to do that. You need to have two willing parties. So you need to be willing and they need to be willing, but it's possible. There's acceptance that is needed, and then the willingness to just try some new things. Not all the time, not change your whole life, not change your whole relationship, but try something new. Like maybe we could go do this, or maybe I could take a night in instead of going out all the time. You know, there's a compromise that is made, and you try it out and see how it feels so that you both feel supported. Okay, we're gonna look at some guidance just to take with you for you and them and your connection. I really love these cards. They're like one word guided cards to close the reading. This is the connection first here. Illumination. Ooh, I love this. I think that this is saying that it needs to be seen, heard, and understood. It needs to be communicated and brought to life or brought to the light what doesn't feel supportive in the relationship by both of you. You both need to acknowledge what doesn't feel supportive in this relationship so that you can communicate and kind of decide on what it is you might want to try or what you're both willing to try. So things need to be brought to the light in the connection in order for it to improve. This is them and this is you. So I'm going to place that there. All right, let's look at what they want you to know right now about them. Voyage. Okay. This is all movement energy. Maybe you don't want them to move. That could be the case. Maybe they're leaving, they're moving, changing homes or moving to a different place and you're not wanting to do that. Wow, the Voyage card. Again, support energy kind of coming through there. This person is going to move no matter what, whether that's moving somewhere else or moving and shaking. This person is all about movement. And so, like I said, they have not put the word acceptance down for me yet. And so it's like I haven't said enough about it, but they keep bringing up that this is something that you have to accept about this person in order to have this copacetic connection that you're looking for if you're wanting that. Maybe they have made a commitment to go on a voyage or to move, and it doesn't feel good to you, or you haven't yet accepted that. And what Spirit is telling you is that in order to feel good about it, or to allow yourself to feel like this is reciprocity or reciprocated, you've got to bring it up. You've got to talk about why you don't feel supported in this movement that's happening here, because they're on some sort of a journey for sure. And everybody's, on their own path and on their own journey. And we kind of sit and we learn things from people. We walk beside them, right? We're walking on a path beside them. So you're walking and they're walking on a path beside you. And they're really moving forward on a journey. And it looks like commitments are a big part of this. But like I said, the real message for you is to accept that. Let's see. Final message, guidance for you right now. Oh my, freedom. Which the freedom happens right after this 10 of Swords, right? It's this culmination and this closing that says, I will no longer be in pain about this. I will no longer be in distressed energy about this. I'm going to be blessed. I'm not going to be stressed, right? I'm going to allow myself to be free. The minute you decide that, I suspect different things are going to just be driven into your life, almost as if by magic, accelerated into your life. It's not going to take too long for things to change or shift. But I think you've been carrying it around and it's been keeping you stuck here. It might have been keeping you stuck in the actual relationship, but it may just be kind of you being stuck in the trappings of your mind as well. And if that's the case, you really do have the power to step into a different kind of narrative that sets you free and sees you being very blessed and manifesting and bringing in what it is that you want at a very quick rate. So that would be my suggestion for you, group number ones, is accept this person, accept that who they are, and that they need to either move around, or that something is happening and they're going through something that you cannot control. You cannot control that. But what you can control is your own mind and what you are grateful for. And it's only going to provide you with freedom. So don't hesitate to bring up the things that are bothering you, or have a conversation about where you don't feel supported, and allow them to, you want to hear them out as well, right? 2 of Cups, where don't you feel supported? And see if you can come to some sort of a communication that feels good for all of you, so you do feel supported despite whether or not the relationship continues. That's kind of not the point here. It feels more about acceptance and claiming your power, group one, to choose what you think and to choose, to take your freedom back, right? That's what you're doing. You're taking your freedom back, while allowing yourself to feel blessed again, so that you're not like kind of consumed in your mind and in a prison in your mind, or in the relationship if it feels that way. But to me, this just feels like some sort of very painful time needs to come to a close, and you do have great amount of power to set yourself free. So I hope that this serves you. Wow, what an interesting reading. Definitely don't be afraid to chat about it or to connect about it, because it's only going to serve the both of you. And this is all I have for part number 1 of this reading for you, group number 1. If you are an Evolve member, you're going to want to head down to the description and click on the link next to your particular membership to be able to access the readings page on your Evolve membership page and watch the extended part number 2, where we'll go over the future of this connection. We can see where this is headed, what it's trying to teach you. We will get some guidance for abundant outcomes. We'll look into some signs, symbols, and messages related to the connection, and a mantra to take with you. So I hope that this serves you, group number 1, and I will see you in the next one. Hello, Group 2, and welcome to your love connection reading. If you're listening to this, you've chosen the second card option, which is the Ace of Hearts. This is a really cute elephant abundance deck. So you've got these two elephants connected together, looking at each other. I love this. The Ace of Cups is definitely going to indicate to me, if you chose this group, that you're looking for perhaps a fresh start with your love connection. Maybe you're looking for love. Maybe you have your eyes on someone. Maybe you have a connection of the heart, as this does not need to be a romantic love connection. This is really a heart connection that we're talking about. We're getting messages for you based on that heart-centered energy. So this could be a friendship that we're talking about, or a family member, someone that you feel deeply connected to, that you're looking to have a revamp perhaps, or to be starting anew. You want a new beginning. Aces are all about new beginnings, and an Ace of Cups, or an Ace of Hearts in particular, is definitely going to indicate being taken care of in a different way, loving yourself and loving that other person in a new way, perhaps. So we're going to get some more information for you for sure. We're going to take a look at your energy, at the energy of the other person that we're talking about. Wow. Okay. That card just flew right out. So there's your energy. As I said, the energy of the other person in this connection, and the energy of the connection itself, because we want to see what's attached to that Ace of Cups, what's really going to bring in that fresh start, or a sense of taking a new path that really does include, do you want this? No, they want this one. That does include love, heart-centered connection, communication, etc. And I am going to just pull these as well. This is going to give us what your heart wants you to know about yourself, about this other person in this connection. And I just feel like, yeah, they're saying, we're looking for love here. We're looking for love. If it's been difficult in the connection thus far, maybe you're just really looking for a different way to love each other and get together. So let's first take a look at your energy here. Ooh, you're getting the blessed card in the upright position. This is a very different energy. This card came out in group 1, the very different vibe. This energy to me feels like we are moving forward. She's in a bit of a shell, so they're saying slow and steady. You can see this is a 22, which indicates pairings and forward movement. So it seems to me that Spirit's saying to you, you're on the right track here. You're on the right track. Let's see what their energy is. Oh my goodness, look at these double numbers, 22 and 44 with the thinker card for them. So the thinking energy, this may be someone thinking about, right, what your connection is, what it means to them, whether or not this is something that they want to continue to invest in, perhaps. I mean, we definitely need more information. Normally, what I would say when we get this card is that they are spending probably too much time thinking, and they need to basically pull back into their heart. You must feel blessed to have this person in your life, and they maybe are very analytical and are spending a lot of their time, making lists or thinking things over. The thinking part of this upright, because it is an upright card, is not a bad thing, right? It's like, oh, we're checking off the boxes, and this does feel good, or this works, and this, I don't know, this doesn't work so good, or, pondering and analyzing is very good. It's logical energy. However, we don't want to get lost in that, of course, so that's something to be aware of with this person's energy. Okay, let's see what the connection's looking like. Yes, so a change is needed. We're getting a change in the wind here in the reversed position. So things are going to change in this relationship for you, or in this connection. I like to always say whether you like it or not when we get this kind of a card reversed. This is Spirit indicating that a change is coming, and that something needs to shift, and something needs to be moved, is how they want me to say it. Be moved. Okay, so since we have this Ace of Cups nicely sitting here, as I said, it seems like there's a new path that's coming in, and things are about to change for you in this connection as a result of that. I feel the energy of this so far feels very positive. It feels like you're going to be able to work together to make the change if you are both willing parties. And again, doesn't matter if this is a love connection or if you're looking for love. If you're looking for love, what you want to do is step out of the analytical and not focus on that so much and realize your blessings. This is a card of gratitude and this is your energy. So Spirit's just saying, lean into the blessings that you have. Oh, and they said, and the blessings that you are. So you are a blessing, and in this connection or in this relationship, or even if you're looking for love and you're trying to draw that in for you, changing your energy and what your focus is going to be important because you are a blessing. Group number 2. We're getting 2s here for you. You know, if you chose this group, you are a blessing, and there is a new beginning where your heart can open up and some changes can be made for that to come about or for that to be attracted to you. Let's see what your heart wants you to know right now. Wow, another ace. Okay. Yes, if you're hoping or thinking about a new beginning, if you want a new path, an ace of spades or an ace of swords is what this is. Tells us that you need to be open-minded, right? We want to be keeping our mind open, not restricting, not being in massive boxes. It may be what you're kind of up against here with this connection that you have with this person, because they're always in their head. They're very logical. They're always analytical. They're trying to think about things and they're thinking it over and again. And you're more in your heart center, perhaps. Here, they want you to know that it's okay to keep your mind open, that there is clearly, if you're looking for a new beginning, it starts with you and it starts in your mind. Focus on the ideas that you want to think. Focus on the blessings that you do have. Focus on what it is that you're grateful for, and you're just going to call in more of that. You're just going to continue to be blessed. Let's see what's connected to the other person's energy. Okay, a Jack of Wands. In a playing cards deck, you don't have a page and a knight. So this kind of couples the energy together. This is a new chapter. So lots of newness coming for this connection, this love connection. The opportunity is there for a fresh kind of new inspiring perspective on it, opening of the heart, and in this case, returning to the passion piece of things. This is Wands energy or fire energy. Woo. And I think that, the partnership or the person that's connected to you here, they do need to have things make sense to them. But what Spirit's guiding them to do here, and what your heart is trying to get you to understand about them, is they do want an inspiring new spark. They do want to be able to be perhaps more spontaneous, to not be overthinking everything or have to have everything planned out, but instead to go with it a bit. And Spirit is definitely indicating that is a positive path to take. So new path, new chapter. That's definitely what's happening here for this connection. Okay, let's take a look now at the things that you can control. We're going to look at the things that you can't control about this person, because as I said, I feel like this other person definitely needs to have some boxes logically checked off. It needs to be able to make sense to their mind. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Like when we think through things and we start to understand it, it sometimes can actually open up the space for that new chapter. This is a fiery energy, so passion being reignited, being able to perhaps follow your passion without having to, as I said, have the perfect plan and stick to the plan and know the plan, or overthink it till it's, yeah, they want both of these, okay. It's like sort of beating a dead horse energy, right? Like you're still thinking about this. Or if this, do you want this? No, I want this one. Or if you're looking to sort of be chosen, I think there's some shifting around that, to know that you are a catch, right? That's what Spirit wants to make sure that you understand, that you are a wonderful catch, that you are a blessing to any relationship, that you're meant to keep your mind open to new ways of looking at things instead of kind of just staying in the old narratives. It's not going to serve you, to block your mind. So you need a little more mind energy, and they need a little more passion energy. And that's what's going to need to shift here. And I think it's coming, again, whether you like it or not, with this, to offer the new path to you, to offer the new chapter. You may see this person start to be a bit more spontaneous, et cetera, et cetera. All right, we're going to look at the nature of the connection first here. So this change that's happening to bring in a new path, the Magician, okay? And the Three of Swords. So this says manifestation and power, heartbreak, and despair. This energy together tells me that you guys are in a power position. And this isn't strange. This energy showed up in the first reading as well, because the Magician puts you both in charge of your own path and in charge of your own life. It's like you are meant to claim your power and to use the tools that you have and the resources that you have to be the best you can be and to manifest in what it is that you want or truly desire. You're the expert of your life. Whatever you're thinking about, you're going to call in, especially for you, right? My group too. You are going to call in blessings if you start to understand that you are a blessing. This Three of Swords happening here with this Magician, it's putting all of the power to invoke this change in your connection or your relationship in your hands. This tells me that there's probably been some hard times. There's probably been some hardship with this connection. Maybe you are sad, or, things have happened. And, in relationships, it's not always easy. Relationships they take work, right? We're physical human beings, and that is not always the easiest thing to navigate. And so when you're putting two people together, there can be things that are said that, are not meant, or pains, hurts, failures, stuff that just puts you into a real sad energy. Also, if you are looking for love, and that's what this is about, if you want a partner and you're looking to see what kind of connection you're meant to make or what you're meant to understand about them, this tells me that it's been hard. Maybe you've suffered some heartbreak, or you've been dating for a while and nothing seems to be what it is that you'd like it to be. It just feels like, when are they going to get here? Because I'm doing everything I can to put myself out there and everything that's within my power to, call this person in, and they're not here. What's going on? When are they going to show up? This connected to the Magician tells me that you definitely are on the right track, and they don't want you to focus. They want you to reframe, think differently about these past experiences. So whether you're already in a romantic connection, a loving partnership, a bestie, friendship kind of energy, whatever this is referring to for you, the key component here is the change happens by your own will, which is not weird. You have to be willing. Both parties have to be willing to make the change, to put the despair and the heartache and the past hurts in the past, to welcome in this new beginning. Especially for you, my group twos, you have to have an open mind. You can't keep holding on to this if you want to welcome in the new path, if you want the love and you want to feel like you're blessed. It's hard to do that when you're just bringing up the past again, because it's here, sitting here. It's available for you to do that, but they're telling you need to change that, and you have all the power to do that, and it will offer you up a different way to love yourself, a different way to feel love, a different way to perhaps communicate or congregate with this other person, right? Especially if they're all up in their head about the past as well. That can be a volatile energy where you never kind of get to be in the present moment feeling like you can move forward to begin anew, because the past just keeps popping up. And it's not to say that you shouldn't honor or respect what has happened in the past, or you just forget about it and pretend it never happened. But a Three of Swords connected to your connection and the change that needs to happen with this powerhouse card, the Magician card, which by the way is also a 1. We got 3, 3, 12, 3, and a Three of Swords, and then the 1 card with the Ace of Cups. So Spirit is all on board for this change, but they need you to invoke it. They need you to take responsibility for your part of the relationship, right? And it's not strange for them to say that. It's like, we can only do so much. Things are going to start changing. We need you to be a willing participant to let go of the past. The key with the Three of Swords in a high expression is to shift your mindset around what has happened in order to be able to bring in whatever feels good into your present moment to work from that forward. So we learned this lesson from having that harsh or horrible or difficult experience. That heartbreaking experience has taught me this, and that's what I'm going to choose to take with me from now and into the future, into this new path. I'm not going to keep focusing on all of the heartbreaking, hurtful statements and actions and things that were done. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to make a shift and make a change. and focus creatively on how I want to move forward with the understanding of what happened in the past. So you're not forgetting about it, but it does need to be put in its place in order to offer you up this kind of new path, new chapter energy, to have the spark come back into your relationship, to have you thinking differently around the relationship and what a blessing you are and what a blessing perhaps your connection is. Okay, let's see what it is that you can't control about them now. The Hermit, introspection and solitude. Yeah, so it's like, you see what she's doing. She's sitting there by herself thinking. We're getting another indication of this person needs that. So if you want them, right, thank you. Everybody processes differently. That's what they want me to say right now. And believe me, group 2, I'm a faster processor than my counterpart. So I oftentimes, or people I know, they just process slower. They need more time. They need more time to process in their mind. They need more time to think about it. They need some time alone to be introspective. You see the Hermit pulls away from everyone in order to be able to connect within and to be able to get the insight that they need to clear their mind, to feel like they understand what they need to understand to move forward. So that's one of the things that this person needs, and you need to respect that, is what they're saying. Wow. The 10 of Swords, betrayal and suffering. So yeah, something difficult happened. So this could be something that they did that they really are trying to bring to a close, or to not, like I said, not forget about, but to respect and honor it and then put it to bed. You're getting a 10 here and then a Jack. So you can see spirit, your heart is telling you they want this passionate new beginning, this new chapter to begin. What they're working on is the trappings of their mind. If this person betrayed you in some way, or they weren't on the up and up, maybe they lied to you, maybe they did something that wasn't cool, maybe they said words, or their communication style wasn't great, they need the time and space to be able to make that right in their own head. Okay. This person would definitely benefit from communicating with someone else that probably doesn't know you, like going to a therapist or talking to somebody else, where they can get it out of their head, and not necessarily take in someone else's opinion if they don't feel that way, but if they don't feel like they'll want to take it, but to just, it's like this massive analytical energy, and you cannot control that about this person. You have to be able to accept that they need some time alone, that they need some time away, that they may need some time to ponder this longer than you want them to. And it's actually a sign of the prioritization of the relationship or the connection when somebody does this, right? It's like, even whether or not you were the person who was betrayed, or the betrayer, or causing unneeded suffering, or they were the person causing unneeded suffering, whatever it is that was painful, that we're looking to shift and change and, leave in the past, because that's the way you're going to get this new beginning. It's very indicated a new beginning wants to happen. This person needs some time to think about it and need some time to ponder it over and get right in their mind about it. They want this, but if they don't have the time alone, if they're constantly being like pushed by you, or if you feel like how you're thinking about it and your perspective on it, they're not getting that, it's because they need to get in touch with their own perspective on it. They need, again, it's like feeling like they need to make it right in their own head. So if you're pushing and pushing and pushing, like, why don't you get this? Why don't you get this? Why don't you understand that this is what needs to be done? Blah, 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 right? Or if you're the one who did the betraying, or cause unneeded suffering, again, relationships are difficult. We're human beings. People are not perfect. It's work that needs to be done, right? Then you're just trying to be like, get over it. Can you just get over it? Let's bring it to a close. I'm sick of you bringing this up again and bringing this back up again. I don't want to hear it anymore. That's fine, but clearly we see that the piece and part of this person that you can't control is they need time. It's a certain amount of time. And at that point, once they have the certain amount of time and they hit that marker, they're going to either come out of it, right? With the insight that they need for this new inspiring chapter. They're going to be able to put it to bed. Or, you know, they could come back at you and need to communicate a bit more and then process some more. You cannot control the timing, is what I would say. You have to give them the space that they need, no matter what's going on. And I think if this relationship continues for you and you guys do willingly move into this brand new chapter, this brand new energy, this brand new path, this is important for you to remember. It's like they just may not be able to get over something as quickly as you, or understand it as quickly as you do in a certain way, or get to that positive energy as quickly as you do. They may need a little help when you don't. You know, that energy is important to remember. Let's see what you do have control over now. Yeah, look at your mind here. Yeah, it's like your mind is at ease. 4 of Swords, rest and meditations, peace of mind, and a Queen of Cups, which intuition and empathetic energy. This is a self-care energy. It's a high level of being able to provide empathy and compassion. So again, your vibe, it seems to be, is quite high. You have the ability to tap into this feeling of peace. And to take care of yourself in the process. Again, it just feels like you can, you know, move into your heart center much quicker. You can see we've got a Queen of Hearts here, that you're not like going over and over and over something in your mind all the time like they are. And it's important for you to recognize that you have the power to keep your mind in a state of calm and openness, to focus on the blessings, to love yourself through this, to offer up compassion or understanding where it's needed. Because that's what this person needs, right? When you look at this energy compared to your energy, it's like this person may just need the time and somebody to say, listen, I understand if it takes you a bit more time, that's okay. You know, is there anything I can do to help? And allow them that space. You may see on the back end of them having that time that there is this new spark that kind of resonates within them, that they're more willing to follow what they feel is passionate. And, you know, the spark may return to your relationship as a result of this person actually not being pushed anymore. If you can sit and take your power back here over your mind, because we can see new thoughts, new ideas, new perspectives, and allow yourself to just have that peace of mind, to not get into this analytical energy. Because if you're picking up on their energy, just know that that doesn't belong to you, actually. You are more of a heart-centered, things are sitting in your heart, you know, and your intuition is very strong, is what they're kind of giving us here, right? With this Queen of Cups. She's like this compassionate, loving, mothering type. And so you're doing that for yourself, of course, recognizing the beauty within yourself, keeping your mind open and at ease, saying things to yourself that feel peaceful and loving. And when you get pieces and points of clarity, they're going to help you understand how much of a blessing, the relationship is, or how much of a blessing you are, or, you know, perhaps the past and what went on, how much of that needed to happen for you to have the perspective you have now, or the blessings you have now. It might take them a little longer, and that's okay. We just want to, they're saying like, know and understand your role in the change. Part of it, it looks like you have more of like a supportive type of role. It doesn't mean you put yourself on the back burner by any means. It actually means that you take care of yourself. You make sure that you're in this blessed energy, and you know, not think, but know that you are going to continue to be blessed, as is the connection, while you give this person space. Because you both have the ability to like manifest what you want and deal with the past, the hardship or the heartache from the past. But I think that you're doing it in very different ways. And both of these, there's nothing wrong with it, right? It's like both of them need to be honored. Both of them are valid. Both of them are absolutely fine. Every human being is very different. You're not going to be the same as this other person, and that's okay. Okay, let me scoot this over so that we have room. Okay, let's do final messages for you now for this first part of the reading. We're going to look at a bit of final guidance just to take with you for you. them, and of course the connection. This is sort of like keyword energy that we want to keep in mind. So for you, power, and look at that. See those lightning bolts? That's this indication of new insights, new ideas, clarity coming, being open to your own power, reclaiming that for yourself. Your power to like manifest blessings, to keep yourself in this like stable-minded place, to honor yourself. This is what's going to keep you moving forward. Also, I just feel like they're saying that you have more power than you think, group 2, and more power than you understand. And so how are you using that power is a question that you want to ask yourself, right? Like, how have you been using your power? Have you been using that to feel blessed and to create blessings and to love yourself more and to take care of yourself and to keep your mind right and to stay open? Or have you been using it? I mean, if we look at these energies in a low expression, like a misuse of power, that would be slinging words and phrases, using your words and your mind to create chaos or to, hold on, bring things up, hold on to the past, et cetera, not take care of yourself, or only put yourself first and only care about yourself and not care about anybody else because of whatever this past energy is. What they're saying is to harness your power. It's like a shift in how you harness the power that you do have to this more uplifted, peaceful, serene, loving, compassionate, open, kind of truthful energy that feels blessed. I mean, blessings upon blessings. If you step into this abundant, blessed energy, you're just going to flow forward. Again, slow and steady, but flow forward with these changes as opposed to resisting them. So that's wonderful. It's like a reclamation or a shift in the way that you use your inherent power. Okay, let's look at them. Ooh, look at this. Miracles card coming up for them. Doesn't this look like just a solitude energy? It reminds me of the cave that the hermit goes into. When this person is given the ability or the time to go into their own self, to have that space away, to allow themselves to ponder and bring certain thought processes that aren't working for them to a close, or allow themselves to think a bit on it, miracles do happen for them. There's an indication of them being able to see in a new way, stuff coming kind of out of nowhere, or perhaps like spontaneous, reclamation of their passion. So it's like spontaneous spark, spontaneous creativity, spontaneous love. They might just come up to you and just give you this big hug and just, whatever the case may be, pour that out onto you. And you're like, whoa, where did that come from? Well, it's because they've had the time to think about it and to go within themselves. I mean, it's not surprising when you connect with yourself and you allow yourself to do that you start to notice things happening seemingly out of nowhere, but the blessings. Also, it's important to know, you've got the blessed card and they've got the miracles energy. So, this is just going to call that in. And so their observation of that may be miraculous energy, which is wonderful. All right, and let's look at the connection, especially with the changes and this new path that's being offered. Oh my goodness. Blessings. It's like crazy. Yeah. I mean, the change that's happening, this new path, etc., it's meant to bring something beautiful in for the both of you. Blessings upon blessings. Miracles. I feel like you have a large part of this, I will say, my group 2s. Like, your energy is powerful. And sometimes, we can get overrun with things. Like, again, relationships are difficult. They're not always easy. They take work. And if you've been slugging it or feeling like it's been really difficult lately, they're asking you to reclaim your power for a reason. You can see what happens as a result here. The connection, the shift, the change that's coming is going to just bring more blessings for you to feel more blessed. And so this clearly is connected to you. We're getting the same word for Spirit to help you understand that you do have this inherent amount of power that feeds this connection in a really positive way. And sometimes, like I said, we just get run down, or we find that we're not using our power in the way that we want to, or maybe we kind of start to victimize ourselves, or we're tired, or we're overwhelmed. But here, the change that you're looking to have, the new path that wants to be presented, you have a lot of power in creating that for sure. And since this is what you can control, because you can't control them, I would say grab that power and step into that abundance in order for you to be blessed and to realize that these shifts are going to bring just even more blessings into this connection. So this is what I have for the first part of the reading for you. If you're an Evolve member, at this point, you're going to want to head down to the description and click on the link next to your particular Evolve membership so that you can head to part 2 of the reading, where we'll be looking at the future of the connection, the lesson of the connection, so what the lesson is teaching you, so what this, of course, connection is trying to teach you. The guidance for abundant outcomes, signs, symbols, and messages we'll look at related to the connection, and then I'll give you a mantra to take with you. Once again, I hope that this serves you, group number 1. This is very exciting energy. You're about to see a shift that's going to offer up some really cool miracles, it looks like, into your life, some blessings into your life, and you have so much power to step into that now. So again, I hope that this serves you, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello, group 3, and welcome to your love connection reading. If you're listening to this, you've chosen the third card choice, the 10 of Hearts, the 10 of Cups. This definitely tells me that you are looking for your happily ever after. The 10 of Cups is really an abundance of love. Everybody's heart overflowing with love. Things coming together in a way where people feel so amazing and good, and everyone is joined together. It's a happy family. It's, as I said, this like extreme amount of just happiness and abundance and joy and love coming together. So if that resonates with you, you are in the right group. You have chosen the energy that brings all of the heart-centered connections in your life to a culmination that feels really positive and really good. So let's just get some more information for you now. Ooh, they want that one, okay. We're gonna look at your energy. We're gonna look at the energy of this connection. And this does not need to be, of course, a person that is romantically involved with you. This can be any kind of heart connection. This could be a child, a family member, right? Someone who you feel like is your family member. So like a best friend, someone that you just have this beautiful heart connection with and you want everything to be working out. And of course, we're gonna look at the energy of them as well. So we'll get a couple of cards here to indicate that. Let's first take a look at the energy of the connection. Okay, I want the connection first. Between worlds in the reverse position. Interesting, with the 10 of Cups. So again, we're really wanting for the happily ever after to become available, to know that everything's gonna work out and for everything to be okay. But right now, it looks like you're on a bit of a threshold. Maybe you're wondering if that's what's going to happen, or if things are going to work out, if everyone's gonna end up on the back side of this or on the end side of this, in the conclusion energy to be happy and fulfilled. Okay, between worlds, when it's reversed, it tells me that right now we're just in the in-between, that there is something probably going on or transpiring that you're trying to transition through and figure out, and that's okay. I always like to tell people, you know, like relationships, connections, they're work, right? We're human beings, we're these divine beings in human bodies, and when we come together in connection with other people, it can be a little bit dicey sometimes. Maybe it's hard. Maybe you've been in a struggle. Maybe you're trying to work something to get to your happily ever after. And that's okay. That's okay. So let's get some information about you first. They're saying, ooh, okay. So you are able and hopefully willing to go the distance in this case. This is an upright card too. The go the distance energy says, if you're looking for this happily ever after, then you're going to make it through, that you're going to be able to reach the finish line, that you have everything you need to do that. So that's wonderful. It's a very good indication that you are going to get to a place where joy and love abounds and abundance abounds in this connection. Take a look at their energy now. Okay, here and now. This is a presence card. When it's reversed, you can see this person So you may be very clear about the fact that you can get to this happily ever after, since we have the go the distance here with you, and maybe they are just lost in the past or worried about the future, because when you get this kind of card, you can see the past and the future being indicated here. When you get this kind of a presence card in the reverse position, it tells me that we're lost a bit. We're lost a bit in what happened, or we're in wonder about what's going to happen. So this person may be experiencing some anxiety about the future, or maybe some depression about the past. You know, it tells us that they really need to be present as much as possible in this moment, that they are here now and they're transitioning. Clearly the relationship is transitioning, or the connection is transitioning. And if they can get into a present state of being, it's going to be a whole lot easier for this 10 of Cups energy to feel like it's available. Let's see what your heart wants you to know about this person and the connection. Okay, yeah, they're carrying some heavy weight. This is a 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands energy is a conclusion. So they've got to let something go here. So my guess is, well, yeah, their spirit's saying it could be either, Jodie, could be either. So depending on who this person is and what they're doing right now, whether it's in their mind or in their life, they're clearly carrying some sort of heavy-weighted, burdensome energy, perhaps from the past, or what they've been doing, or how they've been doing something. Maybe they're carrying a weight of a future experience, wondering if it's going to be okay, wondering if everything's going to work out, wondering if this is going to turn out okay. So to know that is important. That's why we're looking at them as well. This gives you information about why they might not feel so present, or why the energy might feel hard or burdensome. Yeah, they may have been going through like a tough time where the weight of the world just feels like it's on their shoulders, and they are worried about what's going to come up. Or maybe they've been kind of harboring something from the past, and so they can't be in the present moment because they keep carrying whatever it is that they, you know, that didn't work out. I'm just listening for a second. Yeah, it's like what was done. They might be carrying that and burdening themselves with that guilt, shame, this kind of thing. And so the spirit is specifically telling you that this person needs to work on, the goal is for them to work on bringing that to a conclusion. That's going to help move the threshold. It's going to help you get out of between worlds energy, the threshold energy, the in-between, the transition energy. They're carrying something that they no longer need to be carrying, because this is the close of something with the 10. And in order to get into this beautiful, abundant, happily ever after energy, there is going to be a recognition that needs to happen that they don't need to carry that burden anymore, and to set themselves free to be able to be present. So that's important information for you to know about this person, because for you, it really feels like you're gung-ho. Group number 3s. It feels like you're ready to move forward, you're ready to transition. And of course, everybody's different. So we have to acknowledge what someone else may be processing, or what they're going through, or their perspective on something. And this person that you're in connection with may be just carrying around a burden. Maybe they need some help. We'll see. We're going to get more information. Let's see what your heart wants you to know about you. The 8 of Swords, the 8 of Spades. This is a manifestation card. In its high expression, it sees you breaking free from any kind of mental challenges or patterns or illusions or untruths, is how they want me to say it, that would stop you from understanding that you do have the ability to reside in the happily ever after energy, to connect with this person in a way that feels good. I also feel like they're saying there's things that you've been trying to force that are not helping, right? Like you're like trying to force the transition, or trying to force through to the conclusion of this. And Spirit's trying to tell you that that's like an illusion, that you can force that. We're going to get more info about what you can control and what you can't control, of course. The 8 of Swords is a card that's a bit tricky. The way that you manifest and you get a freedom energy, especially forward movement, if you're looking to move forward, with an Eight of Swords is to recognize where it is that you might be stuck in your head in some sort of an untruth, or you've been believing something that just isn't true, or you've been ignoring something that is a truth that you need to recognize and acknowledge and kind of like come to grips with, is the way they're saying it. So if you've just been like pretending you can barrel through, you can move through it, it's fine, everything's fine, maybe it's not fine. Okay, and it's okay for it to not be fine. We're looking to get to our happily ever after, and we may need to recognize some of the things that you're telling yourself are not in alignment with the truth. And as soon as you can tell yourself the truth, it sets you free to get to this forward movement energy, to feel like, okay, we can make it through this. When we don't acknowledge things, it puts us in a state of lack sometimes, or restriction. And so telling yourself the truth is going to be so important. You may have been telling yourself stories that put you in a victim position that say, no, this is never going to be what I want it to be. This is never going to get to that space of happily ever after. We're just stuck. We're stuck in this in-between worlds energy, and we can't get out of it. We can't get out of it. I can't get out of it. But what they're saying is that's not entirely true. You actually have the ability to go the distance and move through those thoughts and set yourself free and tell yourself the truth to help you experience the energy of forward movement. But we have to stop lying to yourself. So if there's something that you've been kind of pushing away about the connection, maybe you've been watching this happen with this person, you've been seeing that they are burdened, but you're like, oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. They're fine. Downgrading it or downplaying it, or not being willing to look at it. This would tell you that you got to look at it. You got to actually tell yourself the truth about it, because it's only going to serve you and the connection to do that. Okay, let's get some information about the connection itself. We want to look at the nature of this connection, especially because we're looking to cross this threshold and move into a happily ever after type energy. And of course, we're going to look at what it is that you can control, what you have the power to control, they want me to say, which we already have an insight that it's to do with your mind. And we're also going to look into what it is that you can't control that's connected to this person and may need to move into acceptance about. Okay, let's look at the nature of the connection first. Six of Swords, which is a transition card. It says escape and travel. This is moving into a more peaceful and calm time. This is a very, very supportive card. It is a mental card. It says we're going to be coming into much calmer waters outside of a conflict. So you may be in a conflict mode right now in this transition where your head is wondering, and your connection's head is wondering, is this ever going to work out? The burdensome energy. What's going on? Am I ever going to get out of this? Maybe there's been some, fighting energy or discord amongst you. Again, doesn't have to be a romantic connection, could be a family member or friendship, and you're just confused or in this state of mental conflict around it. What this tells me is the nature of this connection sees you coming out of that, sees you transitioning out of it, which is really beautiful. Let's see what we have connected. And the High Priestess. Okay, intuition and mystery. This is a kind of nice combo here. This tells me that you don't know necessarily how you're going to transition out of it, but that you will. In fact, you in particular, my group threes, definitely have the ability to get to the other side, to get to that peaceful, calm mental state in those waters. But the High Priestess is a card of, she said has intuition and mystery. She's the intuitive of the major arcana. So she's going to focus on the things that are unseen. She's going to trust in the mysteries of the universe. She's going to trust her intuition implicitly. The nature of this connection is to intuitively understand that this too shall pass, that this is going to move, even if it feels bad right now, or it feels really unknown, right? We're stuck in the in-between. It's going to move to a space where it is a bit more harmonious and more calm. That's going to eventually make sense to your mind. It's going to get to a place where you can understand perhaps why there needed to be that conflict. But it's important to understand that this is it's spiritual. It's a bit mysterious, right? That tells you that you're working in the unknown. It's a trust energy that is connected to your connection. So you're not going to have all the answers up front. There is an element of trust that comes in here, knowing, right? You have the ability to step into this happily ever after. It's just how, right? It might be a mystery at this point, and that's okay. And that's okay, they're saying. Just know, this knowing of everything is always changing, everything is always transitioning, and sometimes we feel like we're stuck, but we're not really stuck. And this is the ability to recognize and understand and kind of sit pretty in or relax into the fact that the universe is guiding this and nothing stays the same. And if you are in an energy where you feel stuck or you feel like the connection is burdened by someone's experience or their thoughts or whatever it is that they're going through, it's not always going to be that way. And they need you to trust here. Also, I would say your connection together, intuitively, you may know, like both of you may know this, certainly you, when you're not lost in trappings of your mind, but certainly you may know this is going to get to a happy place. We just need to be able to move through this and keep going. Look for the signs, look for the messages, look for the things that are indicating the happily ever after is available. And just because what you see in front of you right now isn't necessarily what your brain sees or observes as happily ever after, it doesn't mean that it's out of reach. Trusting in the unseen world and knowing that there is a peaceful transition that is coming is important for this connection and for this transition and movement energy. The stuck feeling is not always going to be there. All right, let's see what is connected to them and what you need to probably accept or you don't have control over. The King of Wands and leadership, charismatic energy. To have this connected to a 10 of Wands with a presence card, this is definitely some sort of leader that is a fiery leader, right? So talk about burdensome energy. It's just the feeling of like someone working extra hard, always feeling like the weight of the world is on their shoulders, having to go forward, worrying about what's next. You know, being in a top level position that has a lot of responsibility, perhaps. Maybe they're leading a big group. Maybe they feel like they don't know if they're good enough anymore and they're questioning themselves. And the Two of Coins, juggling and multitasking. Yeah, this person has a lot on their plate. That's what it feels like to me. And a lot is expected of them or required of them. And so what they're telling you with this kind of pull is that you're not going to change. You don't have control over what they're choosing to do in their day-to-day or what decisions they're making and whether or not they are balanced or what they're juggling, how much they have on their plate. This is a lesson, obviously, that they're meant to learn for themselves. And if you can accept that this is what they're going through and it's part of their path, it's going to help you be in a much better place within this transition. Again, the feeling is it's not always going to be like this. So maybe they've had to take on a certain amount of responsibility. Maybe they just got like promoted, or they're operating at a higher level in their job or their work, or they're taking on a whole lot more, or their family just expanded, let's say. Maybe you have a friend and they are juggling. They're at that point in their life where all of their children are in a ton of events and different, activities, and they're popping from here to there and managing work and life and home and their families and their, holidays, and they don't have as much time for you anymore. And it's like, you can feel the burden that they are carrying, but there's nothing that you can do about it. It doesn't mean that it's not going to shift in the future, because of course it is. It's just respecting and honoring the fact that they're at some sort of a high level, high responsibility. They are multitasking. They have a lot on their plate, and it is a bit burdensome, but it's their burden to bear. That's important. You cannot control the burden someone else is carrying. They've got to figure out how to sift through it themselves. And clearly the key answer here, the guidance for this person, is a presence, learning how to be present in the moment, learning how to be present with that task that they're doing, maybe making more balanced choices so that they're not constantly multitasking or saying yes to things, or, adding themselves to another thing to do, or adding something else to their to-do list, or working that many days a week. But for now, for you, my group threes, it's important to remember that it's their burden to bear, that it's their path, and they're learning something through how it is that their life is currently existing. And it is in transition. You're in between. If this is about someone's children, right, in that example, their kids won't stay that age forever. Soon they'll be taking themselves to their activities, or they won't want to have anything to do with their parent. And they'll have more time to, claim the friendship, have more time to go out again. It will shift into a more peaceful, harmonious energy where certain things are taken off their plate. But for now, seems that they're juggling quite a bit. So we just need to be aware of that. Let's see what you do have the power to change with your energy. Oh, the Six of Cups. This is nice. Okay. The Six of Cups, it says the past and innocence, and the Ace of Swords, success and logic. Okay, what they're saying to you is very simple. They want me to keep this simple, is how they're telling me. So the Six of Cups is a nostalgia card. It asks you to look back and remember what this connection was like, perhaps when you first met them, or how it was in your best times, and to take that with you, right? To recognize that, to take that with you. It wasn't always like this, right? And it's not always going to be like this. That's the case. Remembering the nostalgic energy looks to be serving you. It's something that you can look back on with love. You can look back on it and be annoyed, right? It's going to be your choice, right? It's going to be your choice. In order to be able to move forward and remember intuitively that this is going to turn out in a happily ever after energy. It's going to turn out well. It's going to turn out good for all in the end, yes. Right now, they're telling you what you have control over is your mind. This says the success of your thoughts and the way that you're thinking about something, which we've already seen with the Eight of Swords, is within your power. That you have the ability to look back on the past and bring into your present moment the things that you want to bring, the good feeling thoughts, the good feeling statements, the good feeling memories. That you don't have to look back and then go, this is what was. How you can get caught up in this kind of vibe is you're wanting for what was. Remember, things are always changing. It's going to get to a more peaceful, harmonious time. But for now, Spirit wants you to take back your power to remember in a way that is so positive. Also, with the Eight of Swords, you may have new ideas popping in. It's really cool that you have the Ace with the Eight connected to the past experience. If things have gone on in the past that maybe you need to think differently about, or if this person, right, that you have a connection with is currently doing things or has done things that have made you feel pretty bad and have set up these illusionary thoughts in your head, like they don't care about me, or they never make time for me, which could be very true. But what Spirit is saying is to look back on those moments with a bit of an open mind, with clarity. Ask for the truth. The truth may not be that they don't want to make the time for you. It's just that they've been dealt, with a dream that they had. Let's say they got a promotion and now all of their time they have to work Saturdays and Sundays. It's not that they don't want to make the time for you. The truth is that they would love to have that, but they're working toward a goal that creates this and adds to this happily ever after. So understanding it differently, getting clarity about what has gone on, maybe the actions that have been taken in the relationship, or the communication points that have happened. You're looking to gain clarity and understand that you can shift the way that you're thinking about the past and what has transpired to create this understanding of the happily ever after is the goal for the both of you. I don't feel like you guys have a different dream. It feels like you guys have the same dream, and you're in a point of life where it's transitioning, and that happens. Sometimes there are these segments, these chapters of life where it's a lot, and you don't always have, let's say, the time for somebody, or the space, or the emotional connection that you want to have. You don't have the time to communicate, let's say. If you're running your kids around, you may not have that much time to communicate with your partner. You have to actually make that time. So thinking about it differently and knowing intuitively that this is part of getting to the happily ever after, that you will be able to go the distance, is going to be important for you. You have the power over your mind, especially as it concerns the past experiences in the relationship or in the connection, to spin that. Ask for the truth is what I would say with this coupling here, the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Swords, or the Eight of Spades. You want to ask for the truth, ask for the clarity about it when you're thinking about the past, and then connect that to an understanding that helps you in this moment, right? It may just help you transition your mind a bit to have a more peaceful state of being, because you're trusting that we're moving towards the happily ever after. We're moving towards that abundant love energy. Even though you may not feel it right now because you're in the in-between, you're starting to trust that, like, oh, just because this is happening now doesn't mean that this becomes unavailable to me and this connection. That's not what it means. Again, chapters of life. It seems like there's a whole lot on your plate right now, especially on the person that you're connected to's plate, and they want you to reframe it for yourself. Okay, we're gonna get some messages now, some guidance from Spirit, just to close out part one. Let's see what we have connected to you. Courage. Okay, you see, even during the rocky times, this card definitely has, you know, the waves crashing against the rocks. This is like, even during the emotional upheaval times, or the times where things feel a bit uncertain, you're able to step into that energy of bravery and courage, and whether that be inner or outer, so it could be internal kind of bravery and strength, or the courage to remember to go the distance, or that you have the power to get there. It could also be that you're standing up for yourself. You're standing up for, you know, whatever your wants and needs are, because you're recognizing the truth and you've come up with some sort of an idea or a solution that can help the connection, that can help you in the transition. You may do that intuitively as well. They're saying that you may have like an intuitive indication, and then you would be called to have the courage to keep going, the courage to stand up for yourself, the courage to go the distance. So courageous energy, bravery attached to you. Let's see what's attached to them. Change. Ooh, okay. So Spirit definitely is facilitating some sort of closure, you know, even though they're burdened. This could be that they're flying high with what's gone on, and that's what's burdening them. It could also be that Spirit is asking for them, nudging them to look at what's going on and whether or not it's working for them, or if it's a bit too burdensome. They may offer up some, guidance or insight for your connection to help them take a thing off their plate, or like get a carpool going. You know, if you've got kids and you're running them around everywhere, maybe there's a carpool that can happen, and that just shifts the energy a bit so it's not so burdensome all the time, or some time is then kind of freed up for you to reconnect in some way or to do something else, right? They're able to have a bit of that weight taken off their shoulders. So I suspect that Spirit wants to see a bit of a shift there that lightens, you see, it lightens the load for them. So that's good to know. Oh, weren't we talking about happily ever after for your connection? And look at what we've got here. 2 little dolphins swimming in happiness, riding the wave of happiness, literally. So you can see that it's meant to be. It's just, again, chapters of life. You may be going through a difficult transition or a time where you feel kind of stuck and there's not much you can do. Looks like your partner may be guided to make a change, or your connection may be guided to make a change here. And you need to just stand in your courage, because the happily ever after, doubling down on that, it's indicated and it's available. It's available for you both. What a lovely energy. And like I said, intuitively, I feel like you know that. Like, in the end, this is going to work out beautifully We just need to be able to manage what is happening right now and never forget that we're headed towards happy. And that is the goal. Clearly, that is the goal. It's beautiful, really. You know you're moving towards this. You're going to be transitioning, and eventually, it's not always going to be this way. It's going to turn into you guys kind of riding that wave of happiness and being able to come together feeling like everyone's taken care of, everybody feels good, everybody's heart is filled, joy, fulfillment, etc., happiness. So that's amazing. I hope that this serves you. These are all of the messages that I have for the first part of this reading. At this point, if you are an Evolve member, you're going to want to head down to the description and click on the timestamp next to your Evolve membership link, and that will send you right to the second part of the reading where you can watch for the extended guidance. We're going to be looking at the future of the connection, the lesson of the connection, what it's trying to teach you, guidance for abundant outcomes. We're looking at sign symbols, messages related to the connection, and I'll give you a mantra to take with you in that extended, exclusive second part of the reading. So, group number 3, you're headed towards happiness, and they don't want you to back down from that. They want you to remember that you get to shift your mind and to shift how you think about things and to step into your courage to be able to go the distance no matter what is transpiring currently, especially with your connection, that is not your responsibility to carry their burden, that there are changes to lift them that are coming up that hopefully they will step into to feel more present, to have more presence in their moments. But you are headed through this transition in between worlds, yes, to a happily ever after and to that happiness. So again, I hope that this serves you, and I will see you in the next one.